Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing fine and are safe and healthy at home. Parenting has been one of the most requested videos, so I thought of sharing my views with you today about one aspect of parenting. Okay, um, assuming as a parent we all have good intentions for the child, for our child, the best intentions. We want the child to do good in education. We want the child to have a very good life. We want the child to have the best of everything in life. So I'm assuming that most of us, all of us, have this as an aspiration for our child, as an expectation for our child, as a dream for our child, right? So, or as parents, we know that one of our duties, most important duties that we have towards our child, is to provide him with good education, with good food, good nutrition, take care of his health, look into his creativity, help him with any creative talents that he may have, to give him to give the child nurturing and full of love and affection kind of an atmosphere, okay, in which he can grow up into a well balanced individual, an individual who has achievements, who's leading a comfortable life. That's what most of us as parents we want our children to have, and that's perfect and that's very good. And when parenting stays within this realm, it is actually doing very wonders for the child, because you are going to not only have a well balanced child coming out of your parenting, but you're also going to make sure that he grows up into an adult who is who's well balanced, who understands discipline, who follows discipline, who is going after his achievements. He's a go-getter. He's happy and healthy and well balanced in his life. Okay, a dream for all parents. Now, the problem or the issues start arising when we attach too much to these three things. Too much aspirations, too many aspirations, too many expectations, too many dreams for the child to fulfill. Now, and often these are our aspirations. These are our expectations as a parent. These are our dreams as a parent that we are expecting the child to fulfill. Now, the actual imbalance starts when we attach this too much to these three things, and they are expressed to the child, they are conveyed to the child, they are demanded out of that child, and this is where the child starts feeling the pressure to achieve more, to do more, much better, to dream big, to have all those achievements that are expected out of him. And if the most important point that we are missing as a parent here is that your child has an identity of his own. He is just as you are, a special person. He is a special person, he is a unique person, and he is a powerful person too, just as you are. And this, as a parent, sometimes we forget. And oftentimes, the problems arise out of this imbalance in our thoughts, our actions, and that they are expressed towards the child. If he is a special child, just as you are, if he is a unique child, just as you are, and if he has the power, then the right thing, or the correct, or the well balanced thing to do as a parent is to nurture this sapling, this this identity that he has, this raw material that the child already has, just needs a little bit of nurturing, a slow pushing towards the goals, inspiring, motivating, encouraging, supporting, guiding, And moving around these factors, with understanding that the child is an identity of has an identity of his own. He is an individual in his own right. Because if the moment we come from this place as a parent, when we understand that what I want, have aspirations for him, or the aspirations that I have for him may not be what he wants. The expectations that I have for him and from him may not be what he wants. The dreams that I have for him may not be the dreams that he has. Because the moment we start realizing this is when we will accept the child, understand the child, and accept the child for who he is. Not all children are gifted. Not all children are brilliant at academics. Not all children are athletic. Not all children are, having a creative talent. The child may be average. The child may be below average. And expecting him to get great grades, to be an engineer, and in the Indian context, all of us, or let's say the most of us, want our children to be take up either medicine, or take up engineering, or take up chartered accountancy. If your child is gifted, if your child is intelligent, or if your child is considered brainy, he has to do one of these things. This is the limitations of our own thinking that we are putting on the child. We are expecting out of the child, and limiting the child, and not understanding, or not comprehending, or not even acknowledging the different gifts that he may have. Yes, as I said, not everybody is gifted. No, he may not. He may be a good individual. He may be a good human being, and that is to say, you have done the best parenting then, if he comes out to be a good human being. He may not be an engineer, he may not turn out to be a doctor, he may not become a chartered accountant, or he may not become an Air Force officer. He may just have a normal profession, doing good for himself, but he's a wonderful human being. I think that would be the most successful story as a parent. If only as a parent we stop ourselves, we take a step back and we stop ourselves from doing 3 C's. The first C that we have to stop doing is comparing. Okay? When you compare your child to somebody who's a better achiever, who's in a better state, or has a better status, or he's doing much better for himself than your child. Now, if comparing and inspiring him to push forward and to try and get all those things is not wrong. To gently pushing him towards it, to inspiring him, to motivating him to do better in life, to reach that level is absolutely perfect. And that's what every parent should be doing. But unfortunately, the problem starts when unfortunately what we do is we compare a child to a great achiever, or a big achiever, or a person who's accomplished a lot in life, and when our child is not capable or does not want to achieve that, and that is when he starts feeling the pressure, and feeling the pressure he starts resenting a lot of things. This will affect your parent-child bonding, and sometimes the cracks in this bond is so strong that he may carry it into his adulthood, and he starts hating authority for it. He starts hating any authority figures for it, because he has been made to achieve and push himself very hard to achieve something that he didn't want or he was not capable of. So comparing your child to somebody, if it is meant as an inspiration to gently guide him forward to reach that goal, to gently push him forward, to guide him, to support him, to encourage him, is perfectly okay. But not as a pressure, or as putting him down by saying, oh, you're not good enough. And these children often grow up into having a low self-esteem. They feel that they're not good enough. They don't have a good, healthy self-worth, because they feel they are never good enough to do something better. And they develop a lot of personality flaws, like they come from a feeling of lack of self-worth. And often you find opportunists who come from this lack, people who manipulate, people who bully, people who exploit, because by hook or crook, they have to have it, and they know they don't have the capability, and this is what they've learned, that you are supposed to achieve it, come what may, and they resort to these kind of things. So don't compare. The second thing that we as a parent should not be doing is to control. The child is powerless when it is faced with a controlling and aggressive parent. When I say aggressive parent, it may not be in the form of coming across as an aggressive behavior. No, an emotional blackmail is also an aggressive behavior. That, oh, I have so many expectations from you, I'm living only for you to fulfill those dreams of mine, is an emotional blackmail. This is the control freak in us. So as a parent, stop controlling the child, because the child is already powerful. The divine has given that power to your child too. If only you nurture it, if only you nourish it and allow him to explore his power, explore the strength that is inherent within him, by gently guiding him towards an inspirational person or an ideal or a great achiever. But controlling him, I know of so many cases in my family, in my friend circle, in my neighborhood, where I see one parent or sometimes both the parents are such control freaks. The child has to wear what the mother decides he has to wear. He or she has to eat what the mother says or the parent says. Play with whom the child is told to play. Take up any course of education that the parent is saying, and many more things, in small things and in big things. The control freak in us is completely diminishing the personality and the power and the essence that this child as an identity, as an individual has. And the third thing that as a parent we should stay away from is compete and copy. Okay? Because if you show a better picture to him and you push him so hard to achieve it, you're wanting him to compete with that identity, and your child may not have the capability and he may not want to do it. And what he ends up doing is completely just copying that person. We often see a lot of lookalikes of big stars, if you've seen. Now, what they have copied is just the external appearance of that person, or maybe one or two ways in which this artist or star speaks, or maybe one or two dance movements. But the achievements of that star or that artist is huge. It's so much more. But this person who is copying them is limited to a few things, external things, because they are copied. And these children who are pushed hard and against their wish, against their will, they often end up just being copycats. And they carry this into the adulthood, where again, just like when we compare, they don't have any originality. They come from a place of survival. They just have to survive that pressure that is that was put to them as a child, that they have to survive that, so they end up copying and makes the parent happy. They carry this into the adulthood, where they lack their own original ideas. And these are the people who copy ideas, thoughts, behavior, actions of other people. There is no originality. That is why we need copyrights, because these are the adults who have learned to steal something that is good. They are only knowing that this is good and I need to steal this idea. I need to use this idea. If only this was encouraged in a different way, in an inspirational way when they were a child by the parent, they would have copied the idea but added their own essence and created something of their own and original. Like the remix songs that we see. If there are so many remix songs that come out, but only one or two are something that appeals to even those who have created the original songs, is because for the soul of that original song is kept intact, but a new flavor and a new essence is added to that without spoiling the source and that the soul of that original piece. And unfortunately, these children become those who are not able to add their own essence to an original idea. They end up being copycats and they live their life trying to be somebody else all the time. So as a parent, these are the three important things that we should not do and stay completely away from. Because if you compare, if you compete, if you control, if you copy and make your child do all of these things, he is not going to rise or understand the power that is within him, the uniqueness that is within him, the speciality that is him, and prosper or progress or grow the way he is meant to grow by the divine power. The only thing, the good thing, apart from taking care of all the basic necessities and the role of a parent, as a parent, the one thing that you need to do every time you are confronted with this idea of wanting to push your child more, I hope he achieves this more, oh no, I feel he's too lazy, he should do this more, he's not a go-getter. The moment you start feeling these emotions, take a step back and do this one C meant for you. This is the one C that I want you to do. And that is to contemplate. Every time you're wanting to do this, the feeling of frustration comes into you. I want you to contemplate. Take a step back and just contemplate. Why am I asking him or her to do this? Is it for me? Is it my aspiration or is it his? Is it my expectation or is it my child's? Is it my dream or is it his? You will find your own answers, because you will check yourself when the moment you start getting these feelings. Check, contemplate, and then take a step back and understand and believe that your child is as unique, as special, and as powerful as you. Just let him be. Give him the right discipline. Give him the well-balanced firmness through your parenting. Give him lots of love, affection, caring, encouragement, support, guidance. These are the things that as a parent you need to invest in, rather than comparing, then controlling and copying. Okay, that's all I have for the parenting, this one aspect. There's a major aspect of parenting which I want to take up in another separate video, and that's the abuse, sexual and mental abuse, that parenting needs to be very aware of and be very vigilant about. Okay, as I told you in my last video, I'm going to introduce one subscriber to you. So today I'm going to introduce you to my first subscriber. And now you will ask me, how do I know? When you say, Hema, that you don't know who your subscribers are, how can you say this, that she is my first subscriber? I'll tell you how. When I made my first video and I posted it on the channel, I only sent the link to this one person. And it was a 22-minute video, and on the 25th minute, I had my first subscriber. And she got back to me saying, Pachi, I subscribed, I liked your video, loved it, and I subscribed to it. Everybody, I want you to meet my first subscriber, my niece, my wonderful niece, Sonia Dambar. I am her proud aunt. The thing that I can tell you about Sonia, the professional things that she's doing is she's an electronics engineer. She's a master's in international hospitality and management from HDMI Switzerland. She's working in a very prestigious hotel in Dubai right now, all achieved completely on her merit and hard work and perseverance. I'm extremely proud of you, Sonia. The thing that I want to share about her to you, her uniqueness is she's the only person I have met in my life so far who's a complete Sthita Prajna. Sthita Prajna is a completely well-balanced person in thoughts, actions and speech. She is the only Sthita Prajna that I have known. And for that particular reason, Sonia is my inspiration. I have never seen a child, I mean, to me she is still a child, she may be an adult, but to me she'll always be a child. She is the epitome of poise, epitome of good behavior, epitome of perfection in everything that she does. I'm so proud of you, Sonia. Thank you so much for being a part of my life and for being such a wonderful niece. I call her Tanya, so thank you so much, Tanya. And for all of you, I want you to stay home, stay blessed, and be safe. God bless.